Hey guys, VG Logic here, and today I'm going to be talking about a game called Battle Arena Toshinden on the PlayStation. Now this is one of the first beat-em-ups I ever played. I had a Game Gear and a Mega Drive beforehand, but I never seemed to cross paths with the fighting game genre much. The first beat-em-up I ever played was Eternal Champions on the Mega Drive. That looks like this. Yeah, I didn't get along with this one much at the time, and in all honesty, I still don't. I don't like how this one plays. So excluding that one then, Battle Arena Toshinden is the first fighting game I invested any proper time in, and I've been a fan of the game, well, the game and the genre should I say, ever since. The graphics look pretty dated, but well, this game really is dated. The PlayStation was unveiled to the public in 1994, and this game came out in 1995, so it really is a very early title. It's cool because it's one of the games that Sony eagerly backed to begin with. They switched pretty quickly when hard hitters like Tekken and Soul Blade hit the scene. But Battle Arena Toshinden was one of the first fighters to utilise a fully 3D environment with sidestepping. I, of course, read the wiki before I did this video, and it said it was the first. I swear there was a game on the Mega Drive that did 3D fighting also, so I'm not sure that's true. But nonetheless, we've also got a weaponized combat system here, complete with special moves like fireballs, and a ring out system is also implemented here, even if the AI forgets there's a ring out from time to time. Now one thing that's pretty funny is on the back of every game box you have a list of what the game's compatible with. Just because I've got it to hand, I'll show you the Ace Combat 2 box. I'll try my best to get it into focus. As you can see, it's compatible with one player, a memory card, an optional controller, now that refers to like a joystick or a Negcon controller, and it's analog controller compatible as well. You want to see what Battle Arena Toshinden is compatible with? Yep, there you go, 1 or 2 players and that's it. You can put the memory card away. Anyway, back to the game itself. You pick from 8 characters in the roster. It's a small roster, but they're all different enough to keep it interesting. Now, each one has their own unique weapon, and a small selection of special moves to use. There's no command list in this game, so to learn each character's abilities you will need the manual. Now obviously, it's a fighting game, so the goal is really easy, it's just reduce your opponent's health to 0 before they do the same thing to you. The controls are clunky, and the 3D mechanic sometimes leaves the camera swooping to get things into focus. This is normally the time when your opponent will get a couple of cheap hits in on you, but hey, it happens. Now one thing I really like about Battle Arena Toshinden is the music. It's pretty damn cheesy at times, but I don't know, it's a guilty pleasure. It sounds quite arcadey, it's kind of cool. I was hoping I'd be able to show you my favourite bit of music from the sound test menu or something, but this game being as bare bones as it is, it doesn't have one. So let me just try and jump onto the stage that the music is on, and I'll try and avoid getting hit so you can hear it.
Nuts drag. Cyclone.
Anyway, that's pretty cool if you ask me. The stages have a bit of variance in them, the soundtrack goes with each stage. This one's clearly a castle, for example. It's all pretty primitive, and, you know, the backgrounds do look pretty bland, but still, an effort was made, and that's a good thing. Now, after you've beaten the 7 other fighters in the roster, if you're playing the main mode, of course, you fight a version of yourself, and then you fight the big boss. His name is Gaia. Now he's a really tough end boss, if you don't know how to beat him. I find the best thing to do really is just to thrash him with light hits and just try not to let him attack at all. If you rely on your specials, he's going to hit you first, and his attacks do a hell of a lot more damage than yours do. So really the best thing to do is just hit him with lots of light little attacks. It might take a little bit longer, but you'll knock him down and you probably won't get hit too much. Just because there's an easy way around beating him, it doesn't mean this guy isn't terrifying. Look at this thing. Look at the things on his shoulders. They almost look arachnid and spider-like. I don't think my uneasiness in facing this guy when I was younger was unfounded, and that laugh when he beats you. Stuff that. Anyway, after you beat the final boss, you get the command for your ultimate move that you can only use when you're nearly dead. I think you have about 15-20% health left, and that's the only time you can do this move, when your health bar's flashing red. These moves are all pretty tricky to enter, so I wouldn't recommend it. I think this is where the biggest flaw with the whole game is, really. I mean, I mentioned it earlier, the clunkiness of the controls. When you're entering special moves, clunky controls are a problem. They do whatever they want. I mean, if you're familiar with Street Fighter commands, you know, like quarter circle forward punch, quarter circle back kick, then you should feel quite at home on Battle Arena Toshinden, but it just doesn't work. And normally when I play and I'm trying to enter special moves, I just end up throwing punches instead of executing the move I want. And normally when that happens, I just get the crap beaten out of me. Now, I was convinced I was doing it wrong when I was recording this, so I thought I'd just plug in the PS2, one of the Street Fighters on there, and, well, look what happened. This is just trying to do a string of Hadoukens.
Hadouken! 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 Hadouken!
Well, yeah, I can do it. It's hard to say this kind of thing is game-breaking because it certainly didn't feel this bad back at the time when I first played. Maybe I didn't care so much. Fighting games have become so big and competitive nowadays, and you know, every fighting game normally has a massive combo list, counter combos, zoning games, invincibility frames, all that sort of thing, and that just didn't matter back when this game was made. So I don't think you can say it's a massive negative, but compared to what you'll be used to for fighting games now, it is a problem. This jerkiness with the controls means I can't really compete against the computer on anything past its default difficulty setting, but it's pretty harmless for a few quick fights. I should probably mention you can assign special moves to the shoulder buttons if you put the difficulty right down, but the AI doesn't even try when you do that, and you'll get bored of the game pretty damn quick. In conclusion then, Battle Arena Toshinden was good for its time. We even got as far as Battle Arena Toshinden 4 on the PlayStation, so there's really only so bad it could have been. It feels old, but that's because it really is old. It's almost 2 decades old. Still, it's enjoyable if you can enjoy it for what it is, and you can sort of appreciate what it did for the PlayStation era and fighting games in general. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.